Hey folks, how you doing? It's Lance McBrayer, the Lance McBrayer Lab, and it's Saturday. And hopefully your week went well, despite the crazy that's going on in the world today with the coronavirus situation. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about that today because many folks are probably trying to find toilet paper for one, but you're also probably trying to deal a little bit with anxiety and fear over this really crazy situation. Something that most of us have not gone through before and have not dealt with. And maybe we are having some real anxiety about it. And so I'm just going to talk to those folks today, and maybe all of us can benefit from it. I myself have found myself who I'm not even a germaphobe at all. However, sometimes I'm driving my car and I'm like, what am I doing touching the steering wheel? I know. It's crazy. And so this is how I'm kind of driving myself mad a little bit with this whole situation, just because it's like all around us, right? So I'm going to talk about like 6 things that we could do to try to get over or at least just cope with some of the anxiety and fear that we have surrounding this COVID-19 situation, okay? So the first thing that we can do is just to take like 2 to 3 minutes just to sit with our fear or our anxiety. Just actually go ahead, acknowledge it, say it out loud, whatever you need to do, just to sit with it. And know that it's all right to have this anxiety or this fear. Just sit with it for 2 to 3 minutes, and then afterwards, just get up or do something that's nurturing, okay? So go ahead, soak it all in, so to speak. Talk about the fear and anxiety and what it's doing to you, how it makes you feel. But then immediately afterwards, just give yourself 2 to 3 minutes. Don't sit there a long time in it. But then do something nurturing for yourself. Like maybe call a friend who's waiting to hear from you, or a family member that you want to check in on. And then maybe take a long hot bath, or even just a long shower. Something that's just going to like make you feel good. Make a cup of tea or cocoa and just like sit, cuddle, read something good and encouraging. Don't listen to the news, okay? So that's the first thing. Sit 2 to 3 minutes, then get up and do something nurturing. The second thing is to write down. Now, sometimes we can just say it, but writing things down when it comes to our gratitude can be super strong, super powerful, okay? So even if you can't pick up a pen and find a piece of paper, but you can make a note maybe in your phone, or at least say it out loud. And this is something that my wife and I actually have been doing for the last year. We did all of 2019 for sure, and then this is March. So for 12, 13, 14, 15 months, we've been every night saying to each other what we're grateful for that day. And we usually have to say at least 3. We usually have more. And this was during a time through when my mom was passing. I remember the day my mom died, the day my father died, all these hard times that I've been having in the last couple of months, last few months. And with this COVID-19 situation, we still do it every evening. And my wife, she's not very well herself, so she's sick, but she still is able to find at least 3 things that she's grateful for in the day. And we do that in order to just keep ourselves in a good space, okay? So that's the second thing, is to write down what you're grateful for. It lets you get into a better space, and then, just focus on that a little bit. Now, the third thing is that you want to make sure that you, let's see, how should I put it? Like, realize that your anxiety is really a wealth of knowledge, or we can even say a teacher. Anxiety can teach you some things, and in some ways, it can teach you, one, to be stronger. It can teach you that you are actually stronger than you think, because maybe you've gotten through an anxious period before and you're still here, right? It also can teach you that maybe you should listen to yourself more, like listen to your inner being more, your gut feelings about certain things or certain people, and particularly about this situation. Like, you know what I mean? See how it's going to make you better at dealing with, traumatic times, and taking care of your family and getting your family prepared. See how it's going to teach you to, be prepared for other future events that could be even way worse than what we're dealing with now. See? So just talk about that a little bit and see, say, anxiety, you're not going to get the best of me. You're not going to intimidate me anymore. And just ask it, like, what are you going to teach me? You're not going to do anything bad to me anymore, anxiety. But what are you going to teach me? And then maybe write that down or talk about that. Like what you are learning from this time of anxiety or fear and stress, okay? So the fourth thing that you want to do is just really do something that, I try to do at least 3 times a week, which I have been doing, and that is some form of exercise. Get up and go do something. Like your mind literally can't focus on 2 things at once. So just think about it. If you're, exercising, you're not going to focus on how bad or fearful you're feeling or how anxious you are. It just really won't happen. So go exercise. Go to the gym if you have one. Go take a walk around the block. The weather's been, fairly decent, so just bundle up if you need to. Take a walk. Just, do some yoga stretches, or go take a boxing class. Anything that you can, like, just get, like, sweat it all out, maybe even. Or even if you're not gonna do like a full-on sweat session, just walk. Briskly or slowly. Just do something physical just to help yourself get out of that space again, okay? And then this 5th point is one of my favorites, is because it usually works, and it's sometimes the reason why I might do or say things just to make people laugh. So basically the 5th point is humor. Use humor. And just ask anxiety, like, or ask yourself, I should say, about your anxiety. Like, what is the worst case scenario that could happen? Like, think of something ridiculous, okay? Like, so, like, say if you were to be anxious about, like, speaking in front of 500 people, which, public speaking is generally, like, the number one fear, I think, right? Ask yourself what would be the worst thing that could happen. And then give an answer like, I might pee in my pants, at the podium. You know what I mean? I know. But just make it as silly and crazy as you can. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, say something like, I might get arrested, by the cops for giving like the worst public speech ever, Or think about maybe that your old girlfriend or boyfriend would be in the audience and they'll heckle you while you're up there, So same thing about this COVID-19 thing. What's the worst case scenario? But make it something humorous that would happen if you caught it, right? Like, like will your nose fall out? Or like, you'll get the cough and you'll like, I don't know, like cough yourself to, no, that's not gonna be funny. Cough yourself to no, but like, just think of something hilarious that could happen. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really know what's so funny about the COVID-19 thing that would be like way over there. I mean, I think people are just simply like, not having any crazy situation happen, like their arms falling off or anything like that. So I don't know, figure out something like your eyes will pop out of your head, and just make yourself laugh about it. Now, the 6th and final point that you can do is just to kind of appreciate, the courage that you have. And if you actually, overcome and get through this time, just, tell yourself that, Lance, I'm so proud of you for like getting through this. And, you've gotten stronger, bruh, for, having gone through all the stuff that you have, And generally, that's going to just like, make you feel good, and just kind of give you a little bit more confidence in yourself, knowing that generally you and your source, God, that have gotten you through this time, that he's always going to be there for you, for one, and that you actually are strong enough and powerful enough to do it as well, powerful enough to use this mind and this brain of ours that we've been given to do these 6 steps. All right, so remember these steps. Incorporate all of them if you can, but even if you just incorporate a few of them, you'll be good, and you'll be able to, like, prepare yourself for the next thing, because believe me, this isn't going to be the last of the craziness in these times that we're living in, especially with all the people and things that we have in front of us. So we can all do this together. I just thought I'd share those few points. I thought they were pretty awesome when I was researching for you guys, and hopefully you appreciated them too, and use them. They're needed, as I mentioned, for these times that we're living in, and they can be very useful and beneficial. So I hope you're feeling good, realizing that, anxiety, it can't get you. The fear, it won't keep you down, You can get up, do what you got to do, all right? So 2 to 3 minutes, being grateful. Also realizing that, fear and anxiety is really a teacher, and what can it teach you? And then also exercise. Get out, do something. A walk, boxing class. And then also making sure that, you find the humor in some way, in something. Like, think of something crazy and ridiculous that could probably never happen with whatever you're dealing with. And then also appreciate your courage to be able to have dealt, faced, and got through to the other side. All right, folks, I'm out of here. I might go see if I can find some toilet tissue. If you got it, let me know. All right, peace and hair grease, and let's go.